The Factor Uncensored. Sadly, all relationships don't last, but what happens if there are kids in the mix? We previously told you about model Eva Marcel's divorce with husband Michael Sterling. Before the split, Sterling adopted Marcel's daughter and raised the girl as if she were his own. That's in addition to their own two biological children. Now Marcel is demanding Sterling pay child support for all three, including the one that's actually a stepchild. Let's talk about it tonight. Joining me now, actor and musician Roman McPherson, and a couple who is raising their own blended family, Jeraton and Keshla Fuller. Glad to have you here on The Factor Uncensored. So first of all, tell us what your situation is, Mr. McPherson, and what you're dealing with.
What I had before was a blended family. When I met my wife, ex-wife, she had a 3-year-old and I had a 5-year-old. So we blended together, and 2 years apart, those kids grew up like as if they were brothers themselves. But when we went through the divorce, it was an issue because I didn't legally adopt him. So I didn't have those parental visitation rights and things of that nature.
And did you want that?
I would have loved it. We talked about it several times, but I think in any good family, my family, they still treated him like he was still a biological son, still ask about him for Christmas, birthdays, and things of that nature. But as a result of that, so it's a little bit different than the situation that we were talking about with her, with Eva. So as a result, you know, for me, didn't have to pay child support in that situation, but that wouldn't have hindered me at all.
But what did you want out of that situation after being a part of that blended family that you could not get?
Just really continuing to act as if it's still a part of the family environment. In that situation, we still had 2 other kids, biological kids, together. So when it came to the divorce and visitation, I still got those children, but I was not able to have access to him, who's my stepson, which I never referred to him as stepson, but I just wanted it to continue to act and be normal. No.
And we have the Fullers here. Tell us what your situation is and what are your greatest fears when you hear a story like this?
Pretty much just piggyback off what Roman said. We're pretty much the same way. We don't try to separate anything. Everybody is all the same. She had 2 kids when it came in. I had 2 kids, and now we have 1 together. So we have a pretty big family, a family of 6. So we just pretty much keep everything simple, and just communication is the big key in it all to me. And
God forbid if you guys decide to go your separate ways, which you're not. I'm not cursing you here on The Factor Uncensored, but if you decide, have you had that conversation? Have you talked about whether you can continue to see each other's children that may not be biological to each of you?
We have not had that conversation just because that's, again, not the goal. So we're not thinking negative. We're not thinking of, you know, what would happen if we were not together. However, I think that, you know, we would still want all of the kids to be able to have a relationship together because they've all been around each other since they were very young. So to dismantle the family and then not allow them to see each other, I think would be more harmful than helpful.
And Roman, do you regret not having that conversation now on this end?
You know, I do. We did talk about adoption over the years. It just kind of never panned out. I actually left it up to my stepson for him to make that choice. Unfortunately, it didn't work out, but I do regret that. But to me, you know, was still the family, still consider him a son. You know, and it was always funny to me every time we'd go to the grocery store or we'd go to athletics. Man, he looks just like you. Just like it. All right, you know, so I'll take that.
I'll roll with that.
All right.
We want to thank you guys for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored.